Hey everybody, Joey here again. Merry Christmas, by the way. It has now been after the holidays, so we can get back to EvE. And I have moved into my new low-sec spot. My point 0.5 hub is going to be in Gammas, and I have a lot of low-sec around me, and I'm on the precipice of null-sec, so I can make some great money here. I mainly moved here because one of my goals now is I want to get a POS up and running. A play-owned structure basically is a spot you can claim on a moon, and you can do a variety of things there. From moon mining to blueprint research to manufacturing and defending itself. So I wanted one. Now in order to do this, however, we need to get an infrastructure system because a player installation requires fuel blocks to run, and you can either buy those off the market or you can craft them. And to save money, I'm going to be crafting these items, and I have my blueprint for my Minmatar fuel block right here because I'm going to be using a Minmatar tower. And I'll go into specifics of why I'm using the tower and all that when we actually come to the point of using it. Today though, we're going to be focusing on starting our infrastructure for making these. Now, if you look at this blueprint, which I've got some manufacturing on it already, some material level and production level because I bought it pre-researched. And if you look at the material costs, we have all of this stuff right here, which is all made through PI, and then these three are all made through ice mining. Now, I'm not going to ice mine because it takes a long time to do that, and I'm not going to completely make everything in PI. Mainly what I'm not going to make is robotics right here, because for me, robotics takes a lot of effort to create, and I don't like to have to move stuff from one planet to another planet to finish the construction process. I would prefer to have my construction done all on one planet. You can make great money doing multiple planet constructions. I just don't see the efficiency for myself doing that. So what I'm going to be doing instead is I'm going to make the oxygen, the mechanical parts, the enriched uranium, and the coolant. Now, in order to do planetary interaction, or PI, you need to have command centers, which I've got some right, I think it's in Roadrunner? Yes, in Roadrunner. So, these are my planetary interaction command centers. You buy these off of the market, which I believe my prices are a little higher than they should be because I'm in a low-sec system. I could be wrong. Stop that. I didn't want to sort you. Okay. So, actually they're not. 81,000 is about right for a NPC seeded command center. Command centers cannot be constructed, I don't believe. Anyone that's selling them elsewhere for a higher amount, they have bought them from the NPC place and then brought them into the lower security spaces, or made them more convenient, but at the cost of course, extra money. Most of the time they double the price. Anyway, so you can get these off the auction, or off the market rather. And in addition to this, you're going to need some skills. The skills you'll need are to do planetary management. You're going to need command center upgrades. You really do want to train this to 4. It doesn't take that long to get to 4. I think it takes about 2 days, maybe 1.5. But once you have this, it allows you to upgrade your command center that's on the planet, and it adds CPU and power usage to the planet, which you need these to create more stuff. With a level 4 command center, you can do a lot of the things you need to. Level 5 takes 19 days, but way worth it if you enjoy planetary interaction. You'll also need interplanetary consolidation. If you get this, it basically adds a planet every time. I believe you can do 1 planet without it, but you can do a total of 6 if you train this up all the way. Then you'll have planetology. This allows you to scan planets to find out what materials are where on the planet, finding basically the hotspots and I'll get more into that when we're looking at the planets. In addition, you have remote sensoring, which allows you to scan planets from farther away. I have this at 4. I don't think I need it, but I have it because I don't want to be on top of the planet when I'm doing things with it. Just because, well, especially if you're in low sec, you don't want to be on top of a planet when somebody's trying to run around. You want to be in a safe spot while you're managing it, or you want to be out of system while you're managing it. So that's all the skills and the information wise. I'm going to cut the video here and move to the planet of choice for our first planetary interaction. Alrighty guys, we are now at our planet. Unfortunately there are 2 people in this system, so I'm going to have to be wary of my directional scan while I'm doing this video. But we'll set up our command centers, and then we'll come back to our safe spot, and then we will go do our thing on the planets. Because you can edit your planet from within the system or from out of the system, but you have to be semi-nearby when you're doing it. But I want to be in a safe spot while I'm doing this, just in case these guys are hostile. So, let's see here. I liked this gas planet, so we're going to warp here. First we're going to align to it. And while we're doing that, we're going to scan the planet down for the minerals we're wanting. Okay. So, how do you know what minerals you want? First off, there's a chart online. I will put the link to this chart in the description. Let me just load it really quick. Okay. So, it's a materials diagram, and it was made by Korai Lorok. I'm going to move this back over here because I need to keep an eye on this directional scanner. However, he has made a PI guide. Basically, it gives you the charts to creating every kind of item through PI. Well, not every kind of item, but the items you can create through PI. Now then, with this, we will need a couple of things. If you want to follow along through the chart, you can easily do so. Just go to the POS fuel segment of the chart, and then you can follow along to what I'm talking about. So we will need noble gases to harvest and make into oxygen. That's how we're going to get those. And then we're going to have aqueous liquid to make water and ionic solutions to make electrolytes. So we want to be in a semi-close proximity to all 3 of those on this planet. So we need aqueous liquids, which are in about the secondary strip of this planet, especially if we can move this around. This is our little scanning guy. So he's about on the upper, more or less on the upper portion than the bottom. That's where most of his hotspot is. So that's where we're going to get our aqueous liquids. We also need noble gas and ionic solutions. So our aqueous liquid and our ionic solutions are in this general vicinity, all the way around in a circle. It's good to know. And if we move our slider, we can just triple check here. Yep, hotspot's basically right around here is a good spot right now. And then we can get our noble gases, which are semi in the same spot as aqueous liquids. So that's good. It's actually extremely good. So in other words, where we could put our command center so that we can still use it in the process of making our item, because it does have storage, we'd want to put it about here, because that would be semi nearby our hotspots. So our aqueous liquid, see how it's right around there. And then you got ionic solutions, right around there. Noble gases, right around there. So right about here above the noble gases would be an ideal spot to put that. So we'll warp to the planet, and then we'll throw down our command center right around here, and then we'll warp back to our safe spot because we do not want to be here for very long. Like I said, I don't know if they're hostile, but I don't want to take the chance. Okay, gas command center. We're going to put it right there. Submit. And then we're going to warp back to our hotspot, our normal spot. So exit, save spot, warp to.
Warp drive active.
Okay. Now we're going to set up both of our barren planets. We're going to need to look for the same things on both of these planets, and then we will go through the construction. So I'll do the setup on a barren planet just one more time to show you, and then I'll cut the video, and I'll do the second barren planet because there's no point showing you the exact same planet twice. And then we will do the construction of our sites. So once we're in our safe spot again, which we are, we'll do a quick scan. His capsule's nearby. Okay, he might be leaving system. There are some control towers in this system, which is what I'm thinking these guys are from. That or they're just harvesting nearby and they're based near here. Okay, so let's look at our barren planet. So on our barren planet, we're going to be making mechanical parts and enriched our enriched uranium is not being made here. Just our mechanical parts are being made on the barren planet. Now, with this barren planet, we'll be able to make 2 sets of mechanical parts. So I actually don't need to have 2, but I can. But what we'll probably do is we'll just make a lot of mechanical parts, and then we'll sell the extras that we get. That'll be a good plan, because they sell for a decent amount. So what we need for that is we need base metals and noble metals. So unlike the gas planet, we just need 2 of these, but unlike the gas planet, the scanning is a lot more sporadic. They're kind of everywhere. It's not just strips, so it's a little harder to lock down a spot that's going to be ideal for you. So noble gases is the one we have less of, so we'd want to find a good hotspot around it. So in this general vicinity, we have a lot of hotspots. So if we look for base metals near here, let's go to scanning. Okay, so around this was hotspots for noble metals. 3 over here, 1 over here, and we have a moderate hotspot here, and a very, very small one here and here. Now, if you look at base metals here, we have a hotspot here, 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 medium one there, hotspot here and here. So a good spot to throw our command center would be in the center of this, because then you could hit a lot of spots. Preferably you'd have your base metals around this vicinity and your noble metals over here. So you would have a strip that kind of went like this for your production line to capture those areas. So what we'll do is we'll put our command center right about there. So we're going to Enric 1. Let's warp in.
Warp drive active.
Yeah, somebody's control tower. Anyway, once we're close enough, which we are, let's get our command center, build it, zoom in, place it in between them, submit, then we'll exit this, warp back to our safe spot.
Warp drive active.
Okay, while we're doing that, we'll actually just start checking out our second planet, and I will cut the video here, and when I'm done, we'll be building our next segment.